garbage collection. Anyone, any doubts till now? And I also want to know whether you are up for another topic as well. Okay, let me pause the recording. Now. Okay. Wow. So now the thing is, first we need to know how the string is stored. Cool. So okay, okay. So just in the string section, okay, let's create a node section. And now, how a string is stored, right? So if I do a string, and then str equals to new string. Now we are going to see how the string is stored, right? Kishore, you already know the answer, right? How we store a string?
Yeah, is a character array.
Character array in Java.
In string pool.
Okay,
That one. Okay.
SCP is different item, right? We are going to cover that as well.
Uh,
Okay, okay, no worries, no
Format you are
worries.
asking.
Basic, see, string will have a lot of things, right? It will have a lot of
ASCII.
into. Come again?
ASCII code. ASCII code you are asking.
No. Okay, yeah. You're going somewhere good. Yes, yes. Think. Sky code is someone somewhere nice. Again, this thing is nobody's going to ask you this question, right? This is just for the fun fact. I'm telling you. This is not an interview question, and nobody is going to ask you this as well. How Java is storing the string, right? Okay, string class and then interview as well. So see, I will show you as well. So basic, okay, so let's create a okay, so no need to, okay, so runner only will work, right? Basic runner. All right. So when I say string str equals to new string, and let's say we call parameter, right? And the parameter is length here, so call abc. Cool. And then I can print it as well, right? And I say print string, then if I run it, the output will be abc, right? But how it's storing, right? One way to say this is, there might be a chance, because we in the data structures also we say the string is a character array, right? That's why the way we solve the question of character array, similarly using those concepts we can solve the question of string as well. And in some of the questions we can directly do this thing, str dot to char array, right? And then we get the array, and then by using the array techniques we can solve the question of the string. So that's the one thing. So that's why a lot of people think also that internally it is, I mean, the string has been stored using the character array, right? But that's not the case. It's an array, right? But it's an array of byte. Why byte? Okay, let me show you first, right? Otherwise you will doubt. We are inside the string, right? And this is the value. We are already aware of private, right? Private keyword, and we are aware of final keyword, right? Now the byte array, we already know what is byte, and array is a data structure. This is not a part of the code, so I am assuming you already know about it. So this is the this is the way in which your value is stored. Cool. Visible? We are in the string class, right? Visible, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, I'm going back now, right? So why it is possible for storing a string in the byte array, right? Is it a good choice or not? It's a good choice, right? Because the byte is usually takes only one byte, right? I mean, 8 bits. So it's the cheapest way. I mean, to store one character, you are consuming only, to store one character.
One byte.
Yeah. So the byte array will be the thing. Internally, the string object will keep on increasing the size of that. I mean, it's completely different, right? And one more thing that we are going to see later on, that string is a final class, right? Final string, right? This class cannot be inherited. Immutability, during the end of the string, immutability we also see. Over there also we are going to use the final, right? So the thing that we have covered in the first half of this session was the final class, right? So that's why final class is important. All right. So the final keyword is interview question on its own, and final keyword you will find it somewhere else as well, right? It can be you can be asked directly, right? Okay, name few final classes in Java, right? So string and all the wrapper classes are final. If you go inside the integer and all, then you will find all of them final, right? Integer is final, the float is final, and everything else, if you try to see, double is here, right? Double is final. Every wrapper classes are final. Wrapper classes are just the class version of the primitive data type, right? This float, double. So everyone is fine. Cool. So okay, so we were at this thing, right? Why it is possible to hold this thing, right? In the bytes, right? The answer is ASCII value. See, if you are not aware of the ASCII values, you can just Google it. ASCII, ASCII values, right? Now you will see ASCII value table. You can directly open it, and you will see the entire thing can be mapped to the values, right? This 0. Okay, okay. I'm assuming now you haven't even, okay, so okay, this is an interview question as well, but but I'm asking you directly. So if I want to print sys out a, okay, my bad, a, right? And it's int a equals to 10, and if I run this, a value will be 10, right? It is 10, right?
Ah, yes.
So if the character, if character I'll take, what's the issue over here with the char? I can take only one value, right?
Hmm.
Because if I take more than one, then there will be issue, right? And then this is a character a, right? This is character a. And if I say integer dot parse int, and then if I try to parse a, then is there any parse method? Parse int and value of, there are two things, right? But it takes only string, right? So if instead of this I will make it into string, and
Understand.
okay, so double quotes I need to put here, a equals to 10, right? Now I print it, so it will give me the value of 10, right? Internally, what's happening internally? It's converting, right? If I go to the integer dot value of, okay, wait, I mean, I'm going in some other topic right now, right? This is the wrapper class. After strings we are going to cover this, so let's skip this part right now for now. So okay, just this thing, right? Nobody's going to ask you this question, and this is just for fun, we are covering. So the thing is, I can have all the characters, right? All these characters I can have as for a, right? A string, what you will use, right? A you will use, right? So a's ASCII value 65, right? And then 9 ASCII values, small a ASCII values 97, right? So over here you will find all the special characters as well, right? Over here you can see special characters also, right? And the numerics also from 48 to 57, right? Everything you will find over here, right? And the best thing to check is, see the length from 0 to 127, visible, right? From 0 to 127, right? Do we have something, I mean, some primitive data type in Java which can hold the value from 0 to positive 127? Byte, right? Okay, please go to the first session. The byte takes, how much size the byte takes?
How much?
How much value can the byte hold?
217.
0 to 127.
It's an integer, so it will never really start from 0, right? It will start from minus.
Oh. Ah.
So class elements, variable, notes, okay, range test, okay. So over here, okay, I mean, don't even, we can just go inside the byte, right? Byte max value 127, right? And
Hmm.
byte min value 120, right?
Minus
That's it.
120.
Cool. So from 0 to 127 it can hold, right?
Hmm.
And that's what we have seen in the sky value. They were the values were ranged from 0 to
27.
127, right? So we can hold it using our byte, right? So that's how it is possible to hold the string as a byte array. All right, cool. Okay, so let me close this. I mean, nobody is going to ask you this question, right? Just for fun fact thing. All right, let's start with the string now. So this was not an interview question, it was just for fun. Okay, all right. So now the thing is, in the strings, right? String manipulation is the thing that we are doing. All right. So the notes, I will share the notes in a while as well. So string, we can print it like this, right? One way. There are many ways to write a string. So one way is directly defining a string, right? Another way is using the new keyword, right? Because string is an object. We can create it as an object, right? Another one is this character array, right? Another one is, okay, this is character array as well, right? So the byte array also is there, right? Okay, cool. This is interesting, right? Cool. Yes, yes, yes. Byte array. Okay, okay, okay. So, so okay. So now if you don't remember the ASCII values, right? So a small case A starts from 97, right? Right? We have just seen it. So I can take the byte array equals to new byte array, and then directly initialize the value, right? If you don't know how to initialize the variable in array directly, so this is the way, right? So over here, if I put 97, 98, and 99 visible, and I can print it as well, right? I can print the array, then what will be the output? Because this is an object, right? Because new keyword is used, it's been stored in the heap, right? So we are going to get the object only, but the thing is, in the string, if I want to create a string, the string does its constructor overloaded str1 equals to new, right, and string, and see, is its constructor overloaded? So string one constructor does not take anything, right? Another constructor take a string, right? Another constructor take character of value, right? Character array, right? So is there any constructor for byte array as well? So see, byte and ASCII value, right? Byte array using ASCII value visible. So I'm going to pass it ARR, right? It was overloaded, so this is the byte character, right? What we have seen was this one, right? This string. So this was the one that we had seen, but we are using this one, right? And this keyword, right? Remember, now I think you are getting the importance of this keyword, right? It's easier for us if you know, then if you go inside the classes, if you want to read the byte, I mean compiled dot class code, if you want to read, then this is how the code will be written, right? That's why generics and these things are important. The basic things, if you are aware, then you can just go inside and just check what's happening over here, right? Cool. Given said that, if I print it, if I try to run and print it now, okay, I need to print the str1, right? So sys out, and I don't have to print this, I want to print the array itself. Okay, oh my bad, str1. So str1 I am printing, right? What's the value of str1? Okay, even I can remove this, and I can just simply print this thing, right? New array, and remove this. So the value in the array is 97, 98, and 99. And what will be the output now? ABC again. One ABC is from here, right? Another ABC from 97, 98, 99. So this is how the value is stored, right? Let me remove the one above one. And now single ABC is there, right? Cool. Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, no.
All right, cool. So see, this is in this way we can create a string, right? But the thing is, no one uses this way, right? It will be way too complex, right? Java internally uses it, so we don't have to create a string by this way. Also, character array does not make sense, right? So we are going to use only these two ways to create a string. One is direct, one is using new keyword, right? So the thing is, let's come back to the basics. So in the notes is present, right? So I'm not writing over here again. All right. So the thing is, now, okay, now it's become easier for you to understand as well, right? So why it is taking byte array and able to convert this thing, because internally also byte array is being used. All right, coming back to the string now. So there are two ways to create a string, right? The main thing is string str equals to new. Okay, and over here we can say, okay, string, and over here abc we can mention, right? And there are another way is string str, let's call it 1 and let's call it 2 equals to abc, right? So this is the two way to create a string, right? So what's the difference between them? Now Paramita, I guess you are aware of this, right? You mentioned it earlier.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so okay, so this is stored in which memory? It's obviously heap, right? Because new keyword is there.
Yeah, hit
We
memory.
already covered in earlier session that new keyword is the property dealer in the heap area, right? So
Hmm.
whenever you see the new keywords, the thing is it will work with the object, right? regardless of anything. If I'm creating an array as well, right, integer array new array, right? So because I know that this is the new keyword is here, right? So this thing will be an object, so the array will be an object and it will be stored in the heap area, right? Heap memory. All right, what about this thing? Equals to str2, line number 9.
That means string pool actually.
Yes, scp. It is called string constant pool. Pool. So what is the scp? What is scp? Again, one question. Okay, so
Okay.
scp is a logical name, right, of a memory like heap, stack.
Hmm.
But what will be the physical memory name?
String.
Okay, those who have taken I mean covered the first session, it will be RAM only, right?
Also random.
Okay, cool. I mean, you were not in the first session, right? So no issues.
Yes.
The thing is, the heap, stack, and all these memories. I mean, every system, every language in the entire world, every compile time language will never persist data into the permanent storage. It will only use RAM. So that's why we have database, and database use I mean the RAM also, but we call it buffer in the terminology of databases. But just to store the data for some time, right? But usually the database persists it, right, into the permanent storage. So the database usually saves data in permanent storage. Then that would be the HDD or SDD depending on your hardware settings. And our system also can store data in the SDD, right, or HDD when we want to compile some data and then and okay. Okay, so let's start the recording again. Okay, so where were we? Okay, string manipulation and cool. So all those things we will see later on. So the difference between the SCP. So we know the SCP is again a logical name, right? The hardware will be RAM only. Cool. So what's the difference between these two, right? When to use which one? We need to know, right? So okay, so should I start directly or not? Okay, cool, no worries. So the thing is, if I'm using new keyword, right? So it will create an object by default, right? Because the new keyword is there, right? But if I use this thing str2 equals to abc, then my object will be created in the heap memory, but specialized heap memory, and that would be scp. And in the scp, whenever I try to create another object in scp, then what happens? If I create sc3 and abc, then what will happen? The same, it will check first in the scp. If it's already there in the scp, then these str2 and str3 will point to the same object. Let me illustrate it using the diagram. So see this str1, right? So it's not created using the new keyword, right? So it will not be created in heap area. It will be created in scp area, right? String constant pool. So str1 will point to this name over here, right? Then there would be Sravya, right? str2. So okay, where is Sravya? Okay, cool, no worries. Just try to imagine that this Durga is Sravya, right? So if this is Durga, if the str2 is Durga, then there will be a Durga, right? str2 will be pointing to Durga. And str3, whenever I create this thing, the flow usually it will go into the sync content pool area and check where the this name exists or not, right? If it does not exist, if it exists, it will point to the same object, but for now it does not exist, right? So it will create an object and the str1 will point to that object. Again, this Ravya, oh sorry, Durga, at the starting does not exist, so the str2 Durga will object will be created and the str2 will point to that object, right? And the third time we come, Durga was already there, right? So str3 directly pointing to the Durga. So the third time we haven't created a new object, which is pointed to the already created object, right? The one thing. Second thing is with this new keyword, right? If I create an object with a new keyword, so we have the new keyword, right? So the memory new keyword is the property dealer, right? We have already covered in the last sessions. So the thing is, the new keyword is the property dealer, so it's going to buy your property, right? And what's the property in the Java terms? It's the RAM, right? So it will, new keyword will provide you the memory in the RAM. So obviously new keyword will provide it, right? So the memory new object will be created. So every time I use new keyword, a new object is created, right? Cool. any any doubts?
No.
Anyone?
No, no.
All right, cool. So let's go to the interview question directly. So this is very popular interview question, right? And the name of the question is number of object. Wow. All right. So you need to tell me how much object exactly is there, right? String str equals to new string, okay, and then abc. Cool. And then okay, let's use one s1, right? S1 abc. Cool. Then string s2 equals to abc. Abc. Cool. And then third thing is string s3 equals to new string, and then abc, and then okay, these three things is already there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that this string, okay, okay, string s4 equals to abc, then string s5 equals to, please try to think, because I'm typing right now, you have plenty of time to think, right? How many objects will be there? Okay, so now I will use s2 and then concatenate it with s3, right? And then string s6 equals to s1, and then substring, and I will add, okay, 5. Okay. There would be an error, so it's better, okay, s6 using s1 only 3, so I'll use 1. Cool. And then string string s5, okay, s5 is already there, right? So I will use string s6 s5, and it will be, sorry, s7, and it will be a combination of s5 s5, okay, plus s4, s5 plus s4, okay. And then string new, okay, okay, one more thing, okay, s2 is there, so string s8 equals to s2 dot concat def, so abcdef, and string s9 equals to new string abcdef. Okay. Now tell me how many objects will be there, right? Seema, you already know the answer, so those people who have already covered the course should refrain, otherwise other people can answer. How many objects will be there? Object count, I need to find the total objects created, right? So at line number 7, how many objects will be there?
One.
Cool. Obvious, right? New keyword is there. Nice. And then this is the total and this is the object created, right? Maximum it could be 1. Okay, go on. Line number 2nd. See, I mean, we just saw that if in this manner, if I'm using this will be stored in which memory?
SCP.
Yes.
Yes, string constant pool, right? SCP. So if you use the SCP, just make sure that you know the full form as well, right? So SCP is there, right? So in SCP, what's the flow? We first check whether the string exists in the SCP, right? Right now the SCP is empty, right? If we take the example that we are only using the SCP right now at the line number 7, we haven't created any object in the SCP, right? So there will be no what's the flow of the SCP? First it will find the in the SCP whether ABC exists, right? ABC does not exist in the SCP, right now. So a new object of ABC will be created and S2 will point to that particular object. Cool? Any doubts?
No.
Okay, so you should have answered before as well. So one object will be created and then two objects, total two objects is there, right? Now at line number 10,
3. Total will be 3.
yes. New keyword is there. Simply if you find anywhere, right? Anywhere new object is there. Two thing is fixed. One object will create. Why? Because memory is being provided, right? And Java is, I mean, what will the Java do, right? If you have the new keyword, you will create an object, right? Nothing else can be created. So whenever you will see a new keyword, object will be created for sure. And where? Heap area, right? All right, cool. Let's move forward. 12.
0,
Why?
because in SCP already the object was created ABC.
Yes. Instead of Rataya, try to see ABC over here. So we'll come here and try to find whether the it exists, ABC exists, right? So it will be the case of this one, right? Instead of Durga, try to figure out, I mean, try to imagine ABC, and then both of the pointers S2 and S4 will point to ABC itself. So no object for here, and then 4. Cool. Let's move here. So right now the S2 has been created in the SCP and I'm trying to concatenate it with S3. Everyone knows what is concatenation, right?
Yeah.
Alright, great.
No.
Okay, someone says no?
No. We know what concat is. So another object will be created here.
Why?
Because when you concat it, it becomes a new string again.
Why it becomes a new string? I mean, isn't it? I mean, isn't I can change the S2 only. S2 in the SCP, right? Can't I change the S2?
No.
Why?
String is immutable, so when you have declared once, you cannot change it. With
Okay.
a new string.
Great. See, we already have seen this, right? This is our string, right? So we have seen that if I want my value to not change, right? Today only we have covered this part, right? The value is final, right? Final keyword is there, right? We have just covered, right? In the very first part, we covered the final keyword. So the final
Yes.
keyword, if I use with a variable, I'm using final keyword with a variable, right? So what it becomes, what happens?
It becomes final. When you cannot
Yeah,
change
it becomes
the
final.
value of that
It becomes a constant, right?
constant.
Today only the final keyword we have covered. So the final keyword with variable, the value becomes constant and its value cannot be changed. So if you have created a string, then its value cannot be changed, right? Cool. So that's the reason a new object will be created, and by looking over here, we cannot be confirmed, right? So we can go inside it, right? Concat. Now we can go inside it, right? And inside here, if you go and check in the new string, right? New keyword. Okay, no new here. And over here, see, new, and the error is there, right? So the new keyword has been used inside, right? So the new string will be created when we call the concat method, right? So yes, a new object will be created. The reason is string is immutable. If you want to change anything, then a new object will be created, right? So line number is 16. Faster.
Same, like we'll create another one.
Come again.
We will create another one.
Why?
We'll do the substring. No?
Okay, again, because string is immutable. If you want to do anything, mutability is not allowed. We will see what is mutability in the later part as well. So in the substring also, if you go inside it, so eventually you will see the new string, right? The same thing that we have seen earlier as well. New keyword is here, right? So the memory has been provided. So over here, what happened? The 6 object total will be there, right? And then over here, I'm using now 2 different keys, right? And these S5 and S4 are both, S5 and S4 are both in this S4. S4 is in SCP, right? And in which memory S6 will be there? In which memory S5 will be there? Which memory S5 will be there? SCP?
So,
Come again?
SCP.
S5.
Huh?
Okay, cool. Okay, so you are saying that S5 will be in SCP, right? S in SCP, only objects are there which we directly use with using this, like literals. So if we go in the concat, right, we have already gone inside the concat, right? So in the new buff, new keyword is being used, right? And
Yes.
when we use new keyword, which memory we use?
Oh, acha. Yeah.
Okay, which
That
one?
will be like a heap memory.
Yes, thanks.
Maybe.
All right, cool. We have just seen that thing, right? All right.
Yeah, so
So
like substring also in the heap memory.
yes, new keyword is there, right?
Oh, yes, yes.
All right, cool. So now S7, right? Oh, sorry, 18, line number 18.
A new object again.
Yes, new again. Why?
This is again concatenation.
All right. Now this, I mean, now it's become easier, right? Both.
So, so like in the line number 18, the string S7, S5 plus S for the where will be stored actually? This
Okay,
thing?
okay. Try to
In,
speculate.
huh?
I mean, provide your suggestion first.
Oh, actually, I'm not under. I think SCP again. I don't know. I maybe a heap area also. I don't not sure.
See, who is creating? No new keyword is visible, right?
No, right
One
now
thing
no
is that
keyword is.
the no new keyword is there, but another
Huh.
thing is S6. If you see S5, oh sorry, S4 and S5, I specifically taken
Huh.
two things. One is in
Huh.
the heap and one is in the
Heap.
SCP, right?
SCP. Yes.
But in SCP, we only send someone who is used with the literals, right?
Okay. Yes.
So only with using so if we have created something using literals, then only I will send it to SCP. Otherwise, everything will be in the
Okay.
heap.
Heap.
And
Okay. The S7 is also in heap, right?
yes,
Okay.
all right. So 1 and 1, right? 8 and 9, right? So the thing is, the interview question comes at this. I mean, using, I mean, in interview, nobody will going to ask you 1 and 1 and make this thing. The option will be 10 objects, 9 objects, 12 objects, right? In this manner, it will be there. So you just
Abhishek,
need to, okay, the calculation is wrong. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
Abhishek, yeah. In line number 12, I think it is 0. Total objects will be 3.
Yes, yes, yes. My bad. I was about to change it, right? Over here it will be 4. Over here it will be 5. Then 6. Then 7. Then 8, right? So you have to choose 8, right? So only one place there was no new object creation, right? Cause of SCP. Otherwise, every time we have created a new object. Okay. All right. So this is one of the most commonly asked interview question of the string, and there is another one as well. So, uh, do you want to continue? Because other question is going to take half an hour if you're going to cover it. At least half an hour to 45 minutes. If everyone agrees, then we can continue. Otherwise, we can drop it and continue in the later sessions. Okay, let me pause the recording as well.